My name is Maya Wells, and I am really excited about this opportunity. I am a performing artist, and I work at the Greensboro Cultural Center as a facility assistant. And I'm a private math, Spanish, and literacy tutor. I've been a private tutor since November of 2020, and it's been an enjoyable learning experience. For me and the students, of course. I was a tutor for Kumon Learning Center while I was in high school in Massachusetts. And when the pandemic started, I was inspired to utilize the skills I learned and offer a helping hand, to students who really need it. I've always wanted to help people since I was a child myself, and with my experience as a tutor, it has allowed me to interact with young scholars of different backgrounds, and which I believe is relevant to my long-term goals. My plans right now are to stay in North Carolina for the foreseeable future and continue pursuing my passion of helping others, whether it be with tutoring or working with a nonprofit and or pursue my other passion and perform at community theaters in the area. And speaking of all my passions and experiences, they have exposed me, to different skills in addition to interpersonal skills. And I went to a high school in Massachusetts with 1,500 students and, in college in New York for 4 years. And those environments, they have taught me how to stay calm and aware of my surroundings. I learned how to read the room, which I think is a very important skill. I'm also a very patient and understanding person, regarding the scenario about the principal being disinterested. Just because it may be a good time for me to talk and celebrate doesn't mean it'll be, the same for everyone around me. As someone who can read the room, I would be able to see that without being offended. And if the principal is busy or really just isn't interested in what I have to say, you know what? That's okay. I can send them an email with a short and friendly report of how the students are doing, and they can read it and respond when they're ready. So, matching sounds to letters. Yes. Well, that's interesting because with some of my students, I use a really great program that's been around for a while called Hooked on Phonics, which includes matching sounds to letters. That is an important part of the Hooked on Phonics program, and education in general, because it is a requirement for a basic set of reading skills. And of course, it's important for standardized testing as well. And I'll always stand by the saying, learning to read teaches you how to read to learn. Kindergarten to third grade is obviously a very imperative time to learn how to read. And after third grade, a student is either in it or they're not, right? By that point, if a student isn't at a place where they can read to learn, it's likely going to lead to more struggles, So learning the basics of how vowels and consonants sound separately and together is just the start, a very important start of moving towards higher education. And in addition, in a case where I may enter a classroom with disengaged students and a teacher is occupied with another student, I know that my role is always to be supportive to the teacher, right? If I had a decent relationship with the teacher, I would take it upon myself to tend to the students. I might print out letter bingo or draw Wheel of Fortune on the whiteboard. I could also re-engage the students on a topic that I've seen done in class the other day, none of which require any materials that I had previously had. And this way I could prevent the students from watching the student who's upset. And I know every teacher is different. So of course, when the situation calms down, I would ask the teacher if I handled it properly, and how I can handle, similar situations in the future. As far as the materials go, the classroom is the priority, absolutely. And regarding the student who may have their head down during our session, when I am building a relationship with my students and trying to create a safe environment for them, I would usually try to find a way before or at the start of our tutoring session to check in with them, very quickly. So if I have a student who isn't having a great day, I might sit next to the student or change up the seating arrangement if it were a group setting, or think of ways that the student has been engaged in the past. If I were in person as a core member, I could also go to the teacher and let them know, um, and let them know that they, that the student wasn't doing okay, and ask if, there's anything I can do to prepare for next time. If this continues, of course, I would definitely follow up with the teacher to see if there's anything new going on with the student, maybe at home or in another classroom, etc. I just want to make sure I do a better job tomorrow, and give my students what they deserve. Well, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to hearing from you.